Hi everyone, hope everyone's doing well. Today I'm going to be showcasing Doom 2 on the PlayStation 1. It's a great game, a really fun game. It's a bit like the PC version, but obviously it's just the PlayStation 1. On commentary I've got JRM, who's the world record holder for this category. So say hi, JRM.
Yes, I'm JRM. I will be explaining this game to the best of my abilities. It's going to be a little bit different from your typical Doom game on PC. Very interesting for probably one of the better ones, at least in the early days. It's a great run, so take it away, Plushy.
I'm just going to quickly just change my control real quick, and then I will on the start of the run for 1 second. And in 3, 2, 1, go. First level here it's just you kind of just dodge the zombie guys pretty much.
Pretty straightforward.
Yeah, it's a pretty straightforward level. Now we come on to the really hard level that is a run killer, and me and JRM know this. It's a bit of a problem because there's quite a lot of shotgun guys.
Hit scanners specifically, a lot of the early game is considered one of the weakest enemies to take down, but if they shoot, they do hit. So trying to avoid all of that while trying to go fast as well, not an easy task.
Definitely not. Definitely if they crit you at any point, because quite a lot of damage, and this is on the easiest difficulty as well, so on UV it's far worse.
Yeah, but for marathon safeties, grabbing the blue armor just to hang on just a little bit longer. PlayStation does not have a save feature, but a password feature, and we are not allowed to use that in a run because it does not exactly give us our ammo count, or health meter, or or armor meter. So everything has to be done in one run.
I thought I was actually going to die there, but never mind. We survived one of the worst levels. Just a quick note: I will actually be using 1 or 2 save states in this run, because in the level further up there's the it's like you've got to cross some platforms, and when they're lower there's nowhere to get out of the area, so you kind of just die. So we'll be obviously we're doing it marathon-wise. If it was like a world record run or anything, I'd reset, but marathon safety, I'll just be utilising the save state there.
Right, and a reset wouldn't be the worst thing in the world on this difficulty, but obviously we want to do it in one go.
Yeah, we don't want to keep dying on that level. But yeah, I'm currently using D-pad because this was one of the really early PlayStation games that came out in 1995. So the controller doesn't have the control sticks on.
Yes, arguably one of the hardest ports to run simply because of the D-pad. Most people would prefer to play on the Xbox or PlayStation to play a port of Doom. This really does wear down your thumb.
Yeah, so what I just did there is kind of like a switch clip. Doom Guy is quite big in this game, and he can hit switches he switches through walls, so we can kind of utilise that in some of the levels to skip keys and certain areas to kind of make it a little bit easier on ourselves.
Yes, Doom Guy actually protrudes through line definitions of the map just enough so that hitting a switch on the opposite end of a door or a wall is comically easy, and that's not really the case in any other port. May have heard things like zero presses or what we're calling it switch clicks. Some levels, require a very precise spot to be in, and doing that fast is nearly impossible even on the original game. But here, as we'll see later on, some of these skips were actually just found pretty recently. This was probably the most vanilla Doom game to run at one point. So everything is done as it should be, as the developers intended.
But no, you had to get kind of us speedrunners come and break the game. Oh, I'm gonna grab this Megasphere secret for safety.
Only takes a second, always good to have.
It's probably going to be needed later on.
I mean, the health is a bonus, but it's mainly the armor that we want. That way we can tank half of all damage to Doom Guy. And that platform there is pretty scary, just trying to get around.
Yeah, I should have
on that
there, just in case, because I think that's another pit that you can't get out of.
Yeah, just coming up soon in this next room.
Yeah.
And that last soul wasn't worried about anything.
Yeah. The thing about this game is get stuck on the enemies. The enemies' hitboxes are really big, so you can get stuck on the enemies quite a bit.
Yes, cleverly coined as Sticky Doom. A lot of ports either have very large hitboxes, which can stop or halt your movement completely, and in other ports of Doom, you can just slip right by. But this one, we have to, make sure where we're going, just to not get caught on any of the textures or the monsters.
Yeah. Another difference with this port of Doom is some of the levels that you might have seen in PC Doom are not in this version. I think it's probably due to the PlayStation's restraints. Because if you notice that the game doesn't run the smoothest. But it did add some new levels in.
Yes, in fact, there are 3 levels in PlayStation Doom 2 that are exclusive, but we'll only be seeing the final one, which will be this game's final level.
I always forget which door it is.
Yeah, you always get turned around here.
Come on, Mr. Cyrus. Ideally, Mr. Cyrus to fire real quick, but he's kind of...
Playing it safe here by having the Baron's aggro on the Cyber Demon. So we only have 30 seconds with the invulnerability sphere.
I'm gonna grab all the invulnerabilities just for safety.
Right, this is actually one of the scariest parts in trying to exit out of this stage. As there's going to be platforms that lower towards the exit, and you have one shot. If you miss it, then you basically have to start over. Because it's marathon, do it safe. Easy stuff.
Yeah,
but
easy
very
stuff. I was
nerve, very
panicking, but yeah,
nerve-wracking.
easy.
There is actually a backup there where you can take a teleporter after initiating the first lift in that room. Still just as scary, but you can guarantee you make it.
Yeah, I used to do that strat where you back out of the room, but recently I found it really tough, so I kind of just put and pray.
Right, stopping your movement on that platform is not something I never wanted to try.
Yeah, you run UV on this as well, don't you, JRM? So I have so much respect.
Yeah, I mean, some of it's just taking your time to clear out the room, so you can do what needs to be done. Normally, there would be about 3 times as many enemies at any given point. So it's really just a manner of resource management.
Especially, but the great thing about this game is obviously the super shotgun is the best weapon in the game, in my opinion. It can just get down so many enemies.
I mean, there's something wrong if you don't feel that the double barrel shotgun is the best weapon. It's just got so much kick.
Definitely.
Also, you might be noticing the audio for monsters and the music are completely different. You might say it's probably the first true horror experience of Doom. They use assets, they had custom assets made that later got ported onto Doom 64. So all this lighting, all the alternate sounds you may be recognizing.
Yeah.
Many people think Doom 64 had this first. It was actually PlayStation.
Alright. I always get kind of mixed up when Doom 64 came out. But yeah, it's definitely a more horror style Doom. It's kind of like classic Doom, but more horror style. So on this map, normally you'd have to go and get some. But we're just gonna hit that switch.
Just hit it up. Yeah, it's like I said. I mean, you can do this on other ports of Doom. It's just so much easier.
Yeah, we can kind of take advantage of the Doom guys a bit bigger than in other ports, and kind of the frame drops kind of help a little bit. But yeah, normally you have to get quite a few keys. So you save a lot of time. I remember the first time I did this, I was quite shocked at the time save.
Yeah, it was just assumed that if on PC or a different port it was near impossible, we just didn't even think to try. And lo and behold, people like Plushy and Hadoken Masters, Whitey Snakey, just run into the wall. You might get something.
Yeah, shout outs to the other people that found the skips on this game. Yeah, there's been
coming up on a bit of orange here.
That for some reason. Right, in here.
It's a great port, but it can be futzy at times. Yes, the RNG in this spot is every platform is on a global timer moving up and down. Still have yet to find a perfect rotation. But for now, it's still just a gamble.
Bit low on rocket launcher ammo, but hopefully I've got all the switches.
I think that was it, yes sir.
This is the one with the. I need to remember to do the red skip on this.
Yes. This
I
is
always
probably one of
forget.
the leader I can do. Get that armor, why not? Are you there? So yeah, again, there's a switch behind this little room here. Instead of running all the way to the other side to grab a red key and then take a slow lift back up to open the door and get the switch, actually just get it from the side. Which in turn lowers the platform to give us access to the blue key we need.
Yeah, I actually didn't use this skip in my PB. I think we found it after I did my PB.
I was going to say something, but I didn't want to put extra pressure in case you weren't familiar with it.
Yeah, so you kind of skip getting the red key because the red key is
just on the opposite end of where you're shooting that shotgunner.
Yeah, and it's more enemies that we shouldn't have to deal with.
Yeah, another thing to note about the gun wielding demons is usually on PC or a close to a comparative Doom on a port, you don't actually get speed if you get shot. Usually, getting damage boosted into something, whether to just get through a level or to clip through a wall. Here you slow down.
Yeah, definitely. The chain gunners are really bad on this level, on this game as well. You can just eat up your health all the time. So they're another one to watch out for. I think the human demons in this are actually worse than the normal demons.
That's a good little skip there. Usually the platform comes down if the lift goes all the way up. And thankfully there was an imp in the way. And here we get probably the best skip of the whole game. We're gonna have two. Usually you would just go for a red key just to his left. But again, because Doom Guy is a very wide man, to put it lightly, I think he just kind of clipped through that wall and hit the switch within that locked room.
Yeah, so we kind of made this level keyless, where you skip getting all the keys. You're meant to get all 3 keys to exit, but you literally don't have to get any.
Yeah, normally there would be a blue key that we would have to go to the other side of that courtyard. And just doing this alone, even if it takes a bit of time, you're saving like 1, maybe even 2 minutes. Easy.
Get the jump.
Yeah, that jump is very inconsistent.
Yeah. And if you notice on the PC version of Doom, in that room where we just hit the switch, there's normally an arch file in kind of like a caged area, but on this game, there's no arch files. I think that was due to PlayStation performance as well.
Yeah, something about the animations being too fast. Like there was like twice the animations out of any other monster. And actually in a couple places, I believe in the stage after the next, some monsters are actually replaced. So instead of, say, a Mancubus, it could be, a Spectre Demon. If it's a Arachnotron, it could be a Cacodemon.
Yeah.
And whether that was for performance or they felt that it was a better fit, that's up for speculation. But what kind of makes this game harder too is if we were playing Doom 1, there are actually Doom 2 enemies littered around.
Yeah, and no super shotgun. So you kind of just have to deal with the single barrel due to quite a few enemies.
Actually, you can get a valid double barrel shotgun, but it's the second to last stage and it's a secret stage. An exclusive level at that. But yeah, by the time you get it, you hardly get to use it.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. Because that made Doom 1 a lot faster. I'm gonna come around here, and there's a switch inside here. Normally what you'd have to do is go in there, and there's a shotgun guy, maybe 2. And there's a few imps that can kind of stop you from off time to hit the switch. But I found that skip where you can just put it through the wall. So you can kind of save quite a bit of time.
It's a good thing you went through that door that opened up on the wall there. That is a very easy spot to soft lock if you're not quick enough. If you try to open it, it just kind of goes up a little bit, maybe halfway. It's still too short to get Doom Guy through. I'm jealous how you got the lift shooting on that part of the wall.
Yeah, I always forget where the trigger is. Yeah, I always forget where the trigger is. For that
I
part.
just sprayed with the double barrel. Thankfully, we only needed 2 out of 3 keys.
Yeah, that's you meant to get all 3 on there, but we figured out that you can kind of squeeze through. Now on this map, normally you'd have to go and get the yellow key, and then in the other section and do this. But on here, we can just kind of aim and strafe around the gate. Saves a lot of time.
Again, comically easy on PlayStation. Trying to do this on PC or otherwise, you have to get just the right angle going through the middle of that. So to just slip by, it's very irritating for some for some Doom runners.
Yeah, I've seen a few Doom runners. I've seen a few of them get angry.
And again, a lot of this, I mean, there's still more to find. We're absolutely sure. Just need to go through some phases.
Yeah, I also need to do Final Doom.
Final Doom is not a joke, but thankfully, just like in this port, a lot of the more difficult, annoying levels are removed. I believe we should have been seeing levels like downtown, what do you call it, industrial zone, some really large open maps that don't have a very linear path. That's all gone in this game. Chasm.
Chasm.
One, because the platforms are so paper thin for you to walk on. You can imagine anybody that's trying to play this having to play with a D-pad, which is okay for me and Plushy, but most people generally do not like that.
I think that's kind of what puts people off, that you have to use the D-pad. It's really unfortunate that you can't use the control sticks on this game.
Yeah, it wasn't even a thing until like what 2 or 3 years later.
Yeah, I
The
think the
dual.
first game that I remember that used control sticks was Resident Evil Director's Cut. I think that was like 97, 98.
Yeah, and then Ape Escape was one that I definitely couldn't play when I was younger.
I used to have the demo for that game.
Me too. I couldn't get anywhere with it.
I love this level. It's so fun with all the barrels.
What's in a name? And no, it's actually terrible getting stuck on those first barrels, and you got a chain gunner shooting behind you.
Yeah, it's very yeah, it's very RNG with that guy because sometimes he can shoot the instant you spawn in the level and you can kind of die, or he can take his time like he did with our run. It's really good.
Of course, we got just one more barrel, just to tease us.
Normally, I would kind of shoot when I'm next to the barrel and kind of hop over it, but I'm definitely doing safety strats this one.
Please, yes, because the real horror is not being able to save.
That is the unfortunate thing. I don't know why they didn't kind of make a saving thing with this game.
I would assume that they didn't really package in memory cards at the time. So having just a password feature, it's in a lot of games, but very seldom do you see it just password only.
Yeah, that is true.
Granted, 1995, and this was legit one of the first, at least over here in the States, long box game. So games used to come in little, actually bigger cardboard cases. And a memory card was only a luxury.
Yeah, I used to have the dual case for this game. It was like, instead of the normal CD case that you get in majority of PS1 games, you used to have like the double case, which was twice as thick. I used to have all my passwords written down.
Yeah, that was just the thing to do when we were young. This is the only game I've ever written. It's the only game I've ever written passwords into the manual.
Yeah,
I feel a bit uncalled for it, but now I'm kind of kicking myself in the arse because I've damaged it.
As you can kind of see in this room, big rooms like this tend to kind of lag a lot. And this is just to the PS1 limitations. You kind of got to be really careful on these platforms. Well, on these walkways.
Stressing hard over there. Also difficult to go fast because if you fall, you have to start all the way back at the beginning. Not the worst thing, but again, we want to go fast. We want to see this game over as soon as we can. Not because it's bad, but because we want to get a PB.
We do.
Thankfully, we're almost done. We're actually on the second to last level here, Monster Condo. I'm a little more cryptic than the rest, but thankfully we have the route for this. Hit the wall of imps there. I don't know the exact trigger, but just being a little bit past where those Hell Knights are opens the door back outside, because that door typically closes.
Yeah, I think it's the... I'm going to save state here, because there is a soft lock in this room.
Are you talking about the platform where the red key is?
The platform where the Hell Knights are. Unfortunately, the platform can get stuck. This center platform that coming up to here can get stuck and not actually spawn, which is I'm so glad it actually worked.
Has that happened for you in a run yet? I have yet to experience that.
Twice. It's happened to me, both on PvE pace as well.
Of course. Yeah, it's definitely a lot worse on PC and all the ports close to that. So now we're on to Redemption Denied. It is the final level exclusive to PlayStation Doom. Normally we would have the Icon of Sin, where you shoot up to 3 rockets into the brain of the wall. And here we just get a bunch of Barons of Hell, and be seeing the final boss very shortly.
Yeah, no Icon of Sin, unfortunately, in this game.
Yeah, technically it would be fast with perfect roll of the dice.
But we have got a substitute, which is the Mastermind. We're going to come up in time in a couple of seconds. As soon as we enter through this portal. And...
time.
100%. Nice.
You did it.
We did it. We did it. We survived. We didn't die, and I didn't really use too many save states, which is really good. I thought I was gonna use a lot more on tricks and traps, but yeah.
No, you nailed it. Yeah.
Yeah, that was Doom 2 on the PS1. Really good game. I'd recommend it to anyone to play it, or pick it up and play it on your PS1s or PS2s. Or even PS3s. Yeah, thank you so much for helping on commentary, JRM. I really do appreciate it.
Alright. No problem. Thank you very much, Plushy, for that Doom 2 run, and thank you very much, JRM, for your commentary. Next up, we've got Super Metroid coming up by Palmy. So make sure to stick around. And yeah, we're gonna be right back after a short intermission.